When God was giving talent, balls were just too late. So they try to put me down, but it makes me more ambitious. Success is sweet, but revenge is so delicious. Haters gonna hate, haters gonna hate.
Hey everybody, Strider's back with another pre-game stats breakdown. Starting off on the red team, we're going to have Kog'Maw, Jax, Xerath, Blitzcrank, and Alistar versus the blue team, who has Twisted Fate, Nidalee, Thresh, Draven, and Amumu. So right off the bat at the top lane, we're going to have a nice matchup between Jax and Nidalee. Kind of a classic matchup we haven't seen in a very, very long time. Jax mains top while Nidalee mains caster, so I think Jax should have a pretty big advantage here. Jax has been played by this person 173 times, as to where Nidalee's only been played by this person 3 times. So 100% giving Jax the advantage on this one. Then if we transition into middle lane, we're going to have Xerath versus Twisted Fate. Xerath mains jungle while TF mains caster. This should give TF a huge advantage. Just because the difference between jungling and laning are really significant. So Xerath has been played by this person 5 times, where Twisted Fate has actually only been played by this person 8 times. I still think overall TF should have the advantage just because he's more familiar with AP champions in general and how the mid lane works. Then if we go into the jungle, we're going to have Blitzcrank. Yes, jungle Blitzcrank. Something we haven't seen in a very long time. And then as well as versus jungle Amumu. Now, Blitzcrank mains jungle while Amumu mains caster, so Blitzcrank should have an advantage, but it's still an awkward pick. Blitzcrank has been played by this person 27 times, where Amumu has been played by this person 33 times. So despite not maining jungle, has still played quite a bit of jungle, and it seems like it's all been Amumu. But the average win rate for the Blitzcrank is 53.55%, and Amumu's is 52.96%. So I'm going to go ahead and side with the Blitzcrank on this one, just because I mains jungle and stuff like that. Then if we go into the bottom lane, of course, last but not least, we're going to have Kog'Maw versus the Draven. Now, Draven does so much burst, and Kog'Maw's a little bit too squishy and has no way to get away, except for his Void Ooze, which is a skill shot and somewhat unreliable. But Kog'Maw mains AD carry, while Draven also mains AD carry. Kog'Maw's only been played by this person 23 times, and Draven's been played by this person 143 times. The overall win percentage of Chaox on Kog'Maw is 51.59%, where Draven is 55.51%. So despite being one of the best AD carries in the world, Chaox's solo queue score is not all that phenomenal. I think I will still have to side with Chaox on this one, just because he's such a phenomenal player. But then if we take a look at the supports, we're going to have Alistar versus Thresh. People keep letting the Thresh through, I'm not exactly sure why. But Alistar mains support, which is nice, and Thresh mains caster. This should give Alistar a huge advantage, especially teaming up with Chaox. So I'm definitely going to have to side with the bottom lane on the red team. But if you add up all the wins and losses that all the players have on each team, you'll see that the red team has a 54.1% average chance of winning, when the blue team has a 55.53% chance on average to win. So I think I'm going to still go against the stats on this one and vote for the red team, just because Chaox mainly. And yeah, go Chaox. So let's get in the game and see what happens. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Strider's back with another episode of the Diamond League. Today is going to be Chaox's Diamond League. Of course, some of you may know, some of you may not, but he did take a break from the LCS this week. So I was a little bit depressed when I didn't get to see him, but Wild Turtle is a phenomenal player, and I do like to see Wild Turtle play. He did a phenomenal job on Caitlyn especially. He got a pentakill, which was freaking awesome. But man, we have a lot of really interesting picks in this game. Amumu is not someone we see typically too often, but we did actually see him in LCS today, I think. Yeah, we did see him in LCS. We don't see him that often anymore, though. Kog'Maw we don't see in solo queue that frequently, or in professional play. Jax is kind of faded out. Xerath, he's kind of here and there. Blitzcrank we don't see almost at all anymore, especially a jungle Blitzcrank. Or sorry, that's definitely not Blitzcrank, but yeah, him in the jungle is going to be a tad bit odd. I've only seen it a couple times, and it's worked. It works really well in solo queue. so I'm not going to knock it, and you shouldn't either until you try it, because it's still a really, really, really good. It's so much pressure coming out of the jungle. Like, can you imagine? I mean, he has a speed up, so he is kind of a gap closer, as most good junglers do.
Welcome to Summoner's
Speed up's pretty good, and then he has the grab, which pulls them away from the tower. So it's almost guaranteed to force a flash. And if they don't have a flash, you better hide behind a creep or your teammate. Basically, it's so difficult to get away. Because, yeah, typically it's either you stay there and you go in a 3 versus 2, or you have a counter ganker, which would be nice, of course. But the amount of CC they have on their team, though, the Blitzcrank Alistar combo is very, very old school. We don't see it that much, and you can tell they have a lot to protect the Kog'Maw. So there's going to be a lot of popping up, headbutt back, stun from Jax, silence from Blitzcrank, which isn't really going to do too much, but Xerath can just poke in the back as well, extremely so. Since they have 2 hyperly long-range champions, they needed a lot of up-close and personal CC, which is what Jax, Alistar, and Blitzcrank provide. So I'm very, very excited to announce this combo. Nobody typically plays this, but it's solo queue, so it's one of those places where you can kind of experiment with different things. And wow, they are going for it. There's going to be a nice little steal here onto their blue buff. And they don't even see it coming, which is very strange that Amumu is kind of forced to go into the red buff. But with that much CC and that much displacement, I mean, Amumu really does need blue buff, but at the same time, it was very, very dangerous for them to even attempt a level 1 fight, like a level 1 stand-up. Like, it's the only thing they're going to have. They're not going to have bandage toss from Amumu, because if he gets bandage toss level 1, he's going to need a lot of help jungling. He needs the AoE. We still have quite a bit of action coming down. Alistar is going to do as much as possible. Nice little auto attacks coming out from Thresh. Thresh is still one of the ranged support champions, and since Alistar's not level 2, there's not really all that much that Alistar has to worry about right now. Wow, Jax in the meantime going super low, simply just from the auto attacks and the harassing the exchanges that they're doing. Nidalee doing a great job just kind of healing herself up, putting on that pounce, and wow, a nice ignite. That is going to be really dangerous. Is she going to go down 27, 30, 10, 40 health? Wow, one more tick. Healed herself just barely in time, but this is really dangerous for Jax. He has Ghost, but he does not have Flash. He doesn't have his Ignite up either. There's nothing he can do, but he gets the first blood anyway, and he's going to exchange it. He gets executed. He doesn't even get oh my gosh, Nidalee, that sucks so bad. Doesn't get credit for it, and Blitzcrank getting stopped. He doesn't have boots yet, and that's one of the only things that really sucks about jungle Blitzcrank. If you don't have boots, you're gonna have a bad time. So once he gets those boots, looks like he's going on for the second blue buff. It looks like Amumu decided not to kind of take that, but he went towards blue, checked out the blue buff, and they kind of just found out that he wasn't there, so. It's going to be a free blue. Second blue buff of the game for him. And now let's see, what kind of gold is he looking at? He's looking at 600 gold in his pocket, but oh my gosh, we have quite a bit of action going on. Looking at gold and Misty. It's quite a bit. Is he going to miss? Yes, he does, and that's what happened, and that is going to be a flash, it seems. Yeah. Last auto attack. Very nice try by Xerath, trying to get into the bush. Just to do a little bit of juking or something, trying to get out of the normal vision, but unfortunately TF just had a little bit too much damage on the Ignite and his auto attack. He wasn't going to have it. He's like, nope, see ya. Nope, I see you. Alistar can just spam those heals, which is really nice. It doesn't cost a lot of mana. It's when he starts to try to do the headbutt pulverize combo. That does a ridiculous amount of damage. Now Nidalee, once again, in a really bad situation. Yes, the last auto attack is going to do it. And he doesn't quite die. He's at 46 HP. And he's going to recall. Is he going to survive? Seems like he is. 8 seconds is not enough time for Amumu to get there. Very unfortunate. But wow. He's going so aggressive. Oh no, Blitzcrank disconnected. That's not good. Ooh, a nice cleanse coming out. It was a really good grab coming out from Thresh, though. He's just going to throw on the auto attacks as much as possible. Basically force Alistar to heal. Even though Alistar's heal is so cheap. Oh my gosh. Everything that happens to Xerath, they keep missing. I don't know why. I'm not paying attention. Ooh, a nice gold card into the bandage toss and boom. That is a very dead. He's not level 6 yet, and bam, they just hit level 6 for TF. That's not going to be good because now they don't have vision on him, and he can easily teleport to any single lane he wants to at this point. But he's just going to push out the lane. Good guy TF not taking advantage of his lead, apparently. He already has a blasting one, which is really nice. 6 minutes in, he has blasting one and an amplifying tome. I'd be interested to see what exactly he's going for, because it's kind of like the beginning stages for a void staff, but I wouldn't think he would rush a void staff. Do have a little bit of damage. A nice play coming out. Pulverize getting both members, and now Kog'Maw's gonna get really scary if they're gonna let him farm. Right now he is only 6 creeps behind, which isn't a whole lot, but it's hopefully they're able to snowball, or else Kog'Maw's gonna get really out of hand, especially late game. The fact that they're able to shut down the Xerath, though, as far as now, Xerath is 10. Ooh, yeah, he's 10 CS behind. TF has those boots, and it's almost like he has movement sequence as well, because he's moving really fast. He's able to juke away from basically everything he has. 371 movement speed, getting the blue card directly onto that tower, kind of just forcing it out. But wow, Jax is still doing a great job at harassing down this Nidalee once again. He's behind in CS, even though he's gotten 2 kills, but he's had to go back both times. The first time he got executed, that didn't look like it did any damage to him. Nidalee, oh yeah, she's going 80, that's why. So she's not going to have the magic pen or anything that she would need to really do much of anything. She has armor pens, so she's going to throw on those auto attacks. I personally don't think that 80 Nidalee is very good, but oh my gosh, that is... Ooh, 9 health. Oh wow, she doesn't go down, and TF is going to come out with that gold card, throw on the auto attacks, and bam! Nidalee doesn't quite go down. I think she should have just kept going. Kept going. Would have been able to pick it up, I think. One more. All you needed was one more leap strike. Oh no. Once again. Freaking A every time. So I was trying to speed it up and get it back to normal, but now, oh my gosh, Xerath does get picked up, and wow, yeah, he gets absolutely demolished. He's not even going to use his ultimate, even though it's on a 30-second cooldown. If I was him, since Amumu is a melee champion, I would have just thrown my ult on top of myself, and that way, if he did flash to try to get, he would have been stunned with the tower. Granted, it still probably wouldn't have been that much damage, since it would have gotten maybe an extra tower shot. Just one. Ooh, nice ultimate. Draven clearing out that creep wave. Doing a great job, just pretty much auto pushing from his base, which is never a bad idea, I suppose. If you're a little bit worried about the amount of aggression or the amount of farming that the opposing teammates are doing, then you know you got to take the matter into your own hands. Oh, I thought Xerath was actually going to get something that time. He's able to push so well. Wow, the red team is going directly on. They pinged a ward. The ward right here was not in the bush. Very disappointing. Another kind of little bit of a mistake. Yeah, Xerath is not having a good game this time. You can tell He's definitely not having a good time. He should be able to take out TF relatively easily. He does have that stun, so if he decides to ult, and oh my gosh, he's just going to be able to throw this down. And TF has a flash, so he could choose to go really aggressive. Once again, gets a nice wild card into Xerath. Xerath is going to recall. He has a Doran's Ring as well as a Chalice of Harmony, but he's still taking so much AP. Oh, Ghost now coming out, and this is a really bad situation for him, being a beautiful bandage toss, completely blind, and Jax trying to get away instead of just front loading more damage onto it. But oh, Blitzcrank's finally back. Go Blitzcrank. It's level 4, definitely not in a good situation right now as the red team. Is it too late for them to come back? That is the question that we'd have to ask. But the blue team is putting on so much damage, they're able to take out this tower. And that's the first tower of the game going in favor of the blue team. They're already up by 3 kills. That is going to provide them with quite a significant bit of gold lead. So they're up by 4,000 gold right now. Blitzcrank doing what he can. Oh no. Draven almost dies. Oh, but so does Kog'Maw. Are we going to get a nice hook? No, we won't, but the auto attacks almost ends up taking down the Alistar as well. And ooh, that was a really close job. If Kraden was actually in this brush, he probably could have killed him off. Both of them, possibly. Xerath once again going super low, but oh my gosh, this is a really bad situation. They're getting a nice headbutt. Are they gonna headbutt him away? Ooh, pop up and giving the free kill. Amumu just got fisted. Sorry, every time it happens, you know, it wasn't even the power fist, it's the grab. Like the power fist, yes, you can technically call that fisting, but I mean the grab is just it's definitely the grab. Rocket grab is more of a power fist in my opinion. Even though it's open hand. Anyway, let's talk about fisting, more talk about League of Legends, right? So great job by Blitzcrank. You really needed that to try to at least start to come back into this battle. And that really helped them out, taking out the Amumu. Amumu's been a pretty strong candidate in majority of these kills. He's been a part of 3 of the kills, getting 2 on his own and assisting in 1. Grab not quite landing. There's a lot of stuff going on around Baron. Almost all the action across the entire map just stopped. It just stopped. Nice ward coming out on there, but oh, we have nice. Draven throws out the ultimate, only hits one of them on the way there, not one on the way back. But it did split up. Ooh, a nice try, attempt to grab, and that's gonna be quite a bit of damage. That is gonna force the ultimate out of Alistar, and now the red team is on a pretty big back foot. They're getting closer and closer to 5,000 gold behind at 14 minutes. But if anyone's going to keep them in this game, it's going to be that Jax. Jax is pretty much the only one with kills. The only one that really matters right now. Blitzcrank, he doesn't really matter right now. He's not going to do enough damage. He's, well, even though it's hard to say. Blitzcrank pretty much always matters because he's just so good. He's just really good. Oh, he throws it on and then misses it. Gets a nice grab onto Amumu. Amumu could throw out his ultimate, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Draven ends up picking up a kill on the Kog'Maw, and the Curse of the Sad Mummy coming out, and this could be a very nice double kill. Are they going to keep it up? Headbutt right into the Blitzcrank. Are they going to take him down?
Red team's turret
Oh
has been
no, they
destroyed.
get away. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. But Nidalee's coming on, throws on the ignite, picks up a kill, and gets a double kill from the back. Oh my gosh. what's going
Red
on.
team's turret has been
I don't know
destroyed.
how I'm missing that. Flashes over the wall. Poke! Nice poke. Headbutt. Tries to get her away, but definitely not going to be enough. Yeah, that was just a perfect double kill. That's exactly what she needed. That's going to help her in the fight. Fight against humanity. No, pretty much fight against the red team. That is just going to be so much worse. She has the rain wounds and she didn't even use it. In the meantime, the blue team is going directly onto the dragon. They're all super low. I assume that they should be recalling here pretty quickly. They want to get out of here as fast as possible. 4 towers to 0. It's very demoralizing when you're losing by that much. It means 15 minutes in the game, and now they're down by 9,000 gold, which means they've significantly snowballed the lane. They were 5,000 about a minute ago, and all of a sudden, you know, the double kill with the tower and the dragon, it's just skyrocketed them ahead. Almost double their lead, which is not something that the blue team wants them to do. Nidalee's trying to be safe, trying to be cautious. Just kind of checking the brush with their spears. Now she gets initiated on. She's going to be able to get out of there, but man, Jax just does so much damage on her. Forcing it out. Throws on the ghost. He's trying to catch up to her, but no, I don't think the ghost is necessary. The pounce is free. Forgets that, and I don't know what Nidalee's doing coming back in the fight. Yeah, she throws on the Randuins. Gets the gold card. Baits out the TF, and that was a beautiful job. And he's just going to get absolutely destroyed. Again, she kind of baits him into attacking her, even though she knows she's going to survive. She gets a little bit of armor and magic resist once she's in that Kugel form, so that definitely helps. And Xerath is still doing a great job. He's 0-4-0 though. He's pretty close to keeping up with CS. TF is 4-0-4. Definitely doing a more significant making a more significant impact in the game, being almost 3,000 gold ahead of the opposing team's AP mid. And that's a really dangerous spot to be in because you're almost a death cap behind, and that is a lot. Being a death cap behind is not something you want to be behind. Nice job of stand aside going down, and now so much damage coming out, and that is going to be a lot. Kog'Maw going down really low. He's going to try to snipe from the back, but the bleed quite doing it, and nice grab with the box. Alistar is going to pop his ultimate before he runs through the box, which was not the right decision. He needed to do it after he ran through the box, or at least took down the wall he was going to walk through. But it was a very nice try, and another grab coming down. Gonna get flayed, and oh, the stand aside. That is a huge amount of damage. Beautiful killing spree coming out now for the Draven, and it looks like the red team is almost starting to give up, or they're just trying to be a lot more aggressive than they should be at this point in time. Jax coming in, getting a stun on 2 of them, trying to just protect the tower for a little bit. Kog'Maw doing as much as he can. Cleanse Ignite. Jax goes down to Draven, and now Draven's still on a freaking rampage now. And oh, Xerath doing as much damage as he can. He can do quite a significant amount. 10 more seconds until his ultimate. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna do as much damage as he can. Yes, he picks that up, and oh my gosh, yes! Barely gets a double kill, and Kog'Maw ends up falling down. Draven is shortly to follow. Oh, flashes out of there, starts getting attacked, and now Draven is going up head to head against the TF and actually missing 2 charges of his ult, and just gets obliterated. Man, this TF is just so fast. He's 430 movement speed. With that Lichbane, that helps so much because Lichbane gives you a little bit of movement speed as well. It's only 5%, but it still gives you movement speed. Wow, why is TF so fast? Oh, I was fast forward still. I was like, wow, he's so fast. He's still ridiculously fast though. 430 movement speed. That's very difficult, but I don't think Xerath should have missed all that. I think if he just clicked on him, he would have been able to do it instead of trying to predict where he was going. So it gave TF a much bigger chance to juke out of it. I don't know if he would have been able to run out of it if he put it right in smack dab in the center. As far as top lane goes, Nidalee is only down by 7 CS, tied in kills, but up by 6 assists as well as 4 towers in the dragon. Kog'Maw getting completely caught out of position. Curse the Sun Mummy coming out, and that is going to be a really easy kill for Draven. Thresh almost goes down, but saves himself. Oh, nice flash, getting rid of that Cathian surprise, and that's a double kill for the Draven. And this is getting really close to becoming over. Oh, nice grab onto the TF, pulling him into the tower range. And Xerath did as much damage as he can, but I don't think it's going to be able to do anything. Twin Shadows coming out. Nice stun, but Jax is not going to be able to follow up. Yes, he is. He picks it up. Draven going down, but he goes down himself. Shutting down that rampage of 7 kills was very, very lucky of him. Not really lucky, but very good of him. That's going to give him a lot more gold. Anytime you have a killing spree, you're just worth your bounty is a lot higher. But the red team still has no towers, and they're about to lose an inhibitor tower. Even with Alistar Kog'Maw, they're not going to be able to protect a tower. They may fend off the inhibitor for the time being. That's probably because Xerath was about to show up. Or they're just being overly careful, which is obviously both okay. As long as they keep doing it. But massive creep wave down at the bottom lane. Definitely going to help out TF's farm. He's not behind or anything, but it's going to help him out quite a bit. He's almost at 10,000 gold. Yes, 10,000 gold. First person on the team or in the game with 10,000 gold. Wow, he is destroying the Alistar like a lot as well. Oh, he's also doubled Blitzcrank's and Alistar's gold. Pretty close to doubling Xerath, and oh my gosh, that is going to be a crazy amount of damage coming down. Xerath actually misses one, hits the second one, or hits the third one, and oh, Kog'Maw coming down. Can they get a stun? Yes, they will, and that's a nice pickup for the red team. Red team's starting to pull it together. Can they do this? Can they keep it up? They're finally taking out their first tower. Grab not quite landing. Actually, not even really close, but just in case they decided to turn around, he's like, hey, back off. Oh, grab now coming down on Jax. Jax is going to be able to jump out of there, gets a nice stun onto the Amumu, but are they going to be able to get out after that? Oh, nice banish shots, trying to get him before the leap, but oh, it doesn't happen, and now Thresh gets cut out of position. This is a very dangerous spot for him to be in. Nidalee is here, she's able to pick up the kill on the Xerath, and that's a double kill for her. She's possibly just going to keep throwing these spears. Yeah, red team is finally going to back off. They lost 2 people, Kog'Maw's almost dead, but they traded 2 for 2. And this is going to be really good for them. I mean, granted, they're still down by a lot of gold. They're down by 12,000 gold, which is never good to be down by more than 10,000 gold. But the longer they can stretch this out, the less important gold actually matters. Or that gold impacts the game. It's like, you can be 150,000 gold ahead of another team, but if everybody on both teams already has 6 items, then it doesn't matter, right? And that's kind of what I mean. Like, the longer the game goes on, the more items, the kind of more equal it gets. It's just like naturally gets equal. Creeps are worth more gold and blah 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 blah. But TF is definitely showing his passive and how strong it's looking. They're getting 5 extra from Nidalee. They're getting about 50 extra. Oh, that's a lot. Well, a total of 100. Total of 100 gold from the Amumu over the Blitzcrank anyway. Just from that, but that's so much. Like, you can multiply all that by 2. It's like yeah, so they almost have 1,200 gold just from the passive. And that's not a minor amount, especially when you're ahead. It just increases your chances of snowballing. In my opinion, it's just so very good. I'm sorry to do a quick number crunch in my head. That's just a guesstimate, of course. It's probably a little bit closer to 1,100, but still. finally able to clear out the back minion wave. And they're really bloodthirsty for this inhibitor. Are they going to be able to pick it up? TF was in a really bad position. Could have got grabbed from Blitzcrank, but there's just nothing they can do about that. Yeah, there's no way they're going to be able to defend against this. But they're throwing as much damage as possible. Blitzcrank is going to have to come out. And now Kog'Maw gets caught in the curse of the sad mummy. Beautiful headbutt. Pulverized combo coming out from Alistar. And he's doing so much. TF is going to be able to Zhonya's and picks it up. Beautiful play by TF and the rest of the blue team. There's only... that was a 3-for-0 exchange. Blue team is definitely ahead in this matchup. I don't know if Kog'Maw can really defend this. Kog'Maw still doesn't do all that much damage quite yet. He has the crits. He is the crit. I mean, it's doable, but I just don't... Nice job. Beautiful try. Threw down the box right on top of him, trying to prevent anybody from chasing, but he needed to throw the box kind of where everybody else was, because it was in an area to where I think you could have possibly just gotten two of them right away. Stand aside on Kog'Maw landing. And the red team's pinging off for that red buff. My question is when is the blue team going to go for Baron? I mean, the red team has been somewhat oblivious to the map objectives so far. Well, not, I wouldn't say map objectives, that's a little harsh, but the other objectives, the side objectives being like Dragon Baron. Some of the buffs they had a really good early in phase, and it kind of gave them an advantage, but they just weren't able to follow up with it. And that's going to be really good for Kog'Maw to get the red buff. Oh, now blue team is trying to follow, but Zhonya's Hourglass actually being popped by TF. And oh, gets grabbed out of position. The headbutt pulverized now coming out, and oh, Kog'Maw's not able to finish it up. Not even close. It's like he didn't get a single freaking crit from that. Even with the Zeal and the Infinity Edge. Oh man, that is very, very depressing. Very disappointing. Blue team is now pinging off Dragon. I don't know if they think that the red team's going there. No, they definitely don't know. I like how Amumu just stands there. He's like, I don't need a farm. I'll just stand here and cry. Oh, that was almost 100% dangerous. Thresh is so tanky, even though he primarily just has armor. He only has 47. Oh my god, that's a really bad position for him to be in. And the box now coming down, he is definitely going to run into some issues. Draven does get stunned on his way out though, which is really, really nice for him to do. Another grab coming out with the play, trying to shut down the Jax, and yes, they're able to destroy that Jax. Absolutely no problems. Double kill for the Draven to 2-for-0 exchange, and it looks as if the red team has completely given up. Too low morale to continue, which is understandable to say the least. Headbutt full rise coming out. Oh no, not gonna finish. And yeah, that's a lot of gold to be behind. Almost down by 20,000 gold. That's just, it's heartbreaking to see that. I hate that, because you think solo queue they match up against people and with people that you're pretty much on equal level planes with, but sometimes you get DCs and things like that happen, and you just don't mesh together. I mean, individually you may be phenomenal players, but if you don't mesh together as a team, then you're not going to win a team game. And that's kind of what it looked like it happened. Nobody knew what they were doing, or they were raging at each other. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, congratulations to the blue team, GG to the red team. And make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, especially if you want to see more videos. It really helps out the channel and it helps me out. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for champions or players that you want to see in any future videos, please leave a comment, send me a message, or just start up a conversation and we'll talk. I'm a nice guy. Pretty much talk to anybody. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.